So most people think moving abroad is going to drain your wallet and leave you broke, because we see these stories about people moving overseas and basically losing everything and going back home. But in my case, it's been quite the opposite. I've actually become a lot richer living abroad. And for those of y'all who don't know, I'm an American and I've been living abroad for nearly 2 decades. I'm living in China. I've been here for like 15 years in China, but I've also lived some other places like Philippines as well. And today, I'm going to talk to y'all about some stuff that I don't really hear many people talking about in terms of living abroad and how it can actually make you wealthier or improve your life. And one of the misconceptions that I hear a lot of people talking about is that when they move abroad, like I've seen this story so many times, people move abroad and end up falling into these traps and basically spending all their money, losing all their money, not making any money, and having to go back to their home country with the tail tucked between their legs and having to start all over again. And that was me before. I actually did that once. Or no, I did it twice, to be honest with you. I did it twice, and I was actually successful the third time. So I'm going to share with you what I've found out and what I've learned that has made me successful in this journey of living abroad. So first of all, I got some notes here so I don't forget how it made me richer. Number one, it's very simple, very easy. You should know this, is the lower cost of living, depending on where you go. But for me, the cost of living here is extremely low. The rent, the food, transportation, just basic daily necessities, everything is extremely cheap. And then on top of that, I was living, or I'm still living, but living in a place where I have certain skills that the local people do not have, which enabled me to make a lot more money than the local people. Like 4 to 5 times more money than what locals typically make. And due to the low cost of living and me making 5 times more money than they make, I can live a great life and have a lot of money left over to spend or invest on myself and into my future, because of that one specific scenario, moving to a place where I have skills that the local people don't have. And that has made a huge difference. And then also on top of that, things like taxes, like my tax situation. So I'm living abroad and, for so many years, I haven't had to pay taxes in America. I have to file taxes. Don't get that mistaken. You still have to file your taxes. But because of my unique tax situation, I haven't had to pay taxes in America, and I've been paying a very small, minimal tax here where I live. And all those things have, contributed greatly to giving me more disposable income to save and invest in myself and into other assets that pay me more money. So also, on top of that is the reduced lifestyle inflation. Because even though I make like a lot more money than what local people were making, I can even live a better quality of life than a lot of local people, but I still have a lot of money because I don't need to inflate my lifestyle, because I'm already living a wonderful, comfortable, normal life. And so all those things have contributed to my bank account actually growing, and my investments growing, and opportunities growing, and all those things. So also, speaking of opportunities, because of the extra income and the extra time available, it has given me more opportunities to invest that money into myself through the form of side hustles and starting businesses and things like that. And all those things lead to generating even more income. And, living in a place where I live, 1.4 billion people or so, I have a lot of people I can actually sell those services to or sell products to, a lot more people than what you can find in America. So by having the 1.4 billion face-to-face opportunities, the 1.4 billion people on the Chinese internet websites to sell stuff to. Like, I have a lot of opportunities. And also when you're living in a mega city, because I've lived in cities where, 20, 25 million people live in one city. And when you have that many people living in one city, there's such a wide array of people that you can network with, that you can actually meet and know. And I've met so many people who are just extremely wealthy. And those people have turned me on to opportunities that I wouldn't have otherwise never would have been or seen. And they also have those people who have these extreme amounts of wealth. They have a different mindset than most of us. And I've learned so many things from being around those type of people that it has really helped me change my mindset and learn more about ways I can implement those things into my own life to create more opportunities and more wealth for myself. And so I've been able to invest more into myself, invest more time, invest more money into businesses and other investments due to all these different things. And then for myself, right? Like there's times when I make $10,000 or more per month, which I know to some people that don't sound like a lot, but when you spend $1,000 per month to live like a wonderful, normal lifestyle, but you're making $10,000 a month, you have like $9,000 extra per month that I have that I can put to work for myself, that I can invest into my business or invest into my investment vehicles that pay me more money. And so you really have a lot of power of this like compounding effect by having so much extra income that you can use to put to work for you to make more income. And I've done all of that because of this opportunity. And then, when I was in America, saving $0 a month, and now I can literally save 75 or 80% of my income. When you can save 75 or 80% of your income, that is massive. It's super, super huge. You can, if you're a person who makes like $25,000 a year, 40 years, you made $1 million. But do you have $1 million? No. But when you're making, say, $100,000 a year, but you're only spending a small percentage of that, you can get to $1 million in like less than 10 years, depending on your ratio of spending and saving, right? And by having that, huge savings rate, it's not just saving, but that money is getting invested. So it's compounding super fast and you can make your way to a lot of money really, really quick. So I guess basically what I'm trying to say here is, this works, but it doesn't work for everybody, right? It's not good for some people. Like myself, I would say I'm a risk taker because I've done this 3 times. Like the first time I moved abroad, I failed and I had to tuck my tail between my legs and go back home and live with my parents. And then the second time I tried it, same thing happened. I failed, but that time I actually ended up homeless on the street. And again, I ended up leaving, going back home and stay with my mom for like a year, which I was in my 20s at that time still. So I was very young still. But anyway, I went back home to live with my parents. And then the third time it happened, the third time I didn't fail, I took the risk again. And I moved abroad with $1,000 in my pocket, no money in the bank account. I didn't sell anything, nothing like that. I literally had $1,000 in my pocket. And I moved to another country and I found a way to make it work. And now, after I've been living here in China for 15 years now, which it may seem like a long time for all these things to happen, but I moved here in my 20s and now I have the freedom to go anywhere I want to go, do anything I want to do, anytime I want, without having to worry about a job or any of this other crap. And it's all because I was willing to take those risks. And a lot of people were just not willing to take those kind of risks in their life. And so, you have to be somewhat of a risk taker in order to do this kind of thing. You have to kind of be like myself. I was at rock bottom, so I didn't have anything to lose really. But some people become a point like where they're comfortable and they have something to lose, and they're not willing to take the risk of losing that thing to reach their dream or to reach what it is they're going after. And so you really have to be someone who's kind of a risk taker in order to take advantage of these opportunities. So, if I was going to start over again, I would research different places where the cost of living is low and the income opportunities are high. And then I would choose one of those places and I would go test it out. And if I failed, then I'd go back home. But, for me, the risk was worth it. Now, really quick, a couple reasons why I actually failed. The first 2 times I failed was mostly because not saying because I was young, it's just because my mentality or my mindset at that time, I wasn't aware of opportunities. And then the third time I tried, when I was actually successful, I actually was aware and recognized opportunities, and I took advantage of those opportunities. Meaning, like, I know I have a skill that these people don't have. I know I have a skill that a lot of people don't have, and I use those skills to my advantage to make money. So for example, in one of my businesses, right, I've been doing fitness for a long time, and I'm very athletic and very good at recognizing my body and what works and how to be fit. Even in my age of 40, more than 40 now, I'm still more athletic than most 20-year-olds. And I've used that to my advantage, knowing that there's a lot of people out there who want that for themselves, but they don't know how to do it and they need help. And I started teaching those people how to do those things. And I was able to make money. So, if you're in your 30s or 40s, you've ever had any problem at all in your life and you've overcame that problem, then you have some skills or you have some knowledge to help someone else fix that same problem. You can sell that and make money from that. And the trick is selling that in, US dollars and living in a place that's, that's cheap. So that way your money goes a long way and it helps you create that cushion and that extra money you can invest into yourself. And that's what works for me. And that's what I would do all over again. And even what I still do today is sell things that I know, sell problems that I fixed for myself. I teach other people how to do that, and that makes me money. And that's really pretty much exactly the blueprint that I followed to reach, where I am now. So if you want to see a little bit about how I invest some of that money, I've got another YouTube channel where I show some of my investments, not all of them. I try to keep some stuff private, but I do show some of my investments over there and how I go about investing some of that money into the stock market. And also, I did write a book. I wrote a memoir about all those pain and struggles and all the hard things that I went through in my life and my mindset and feeling and emotion behind all those things to basically overcoming that and having the life that I have now. It's all here in my personal story. And links for those are down below. And like the video, subscribe if you want to see more stuff like this. And I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. And I'll see you guys next time. Y'all take care.